Okay, let's talk about SIFT. SIFT is our methodology that we give to students. It is concerned primarily with your first, let's say, 90 seconds to 2 minutes with a piece of media. It is a set of things that you should do before you read, before you view, right? So many of the methodologies out there are, you get a video, a document, an article, a statistic. Look at that thing in front of you deeply. Watch that video carefully. Read that document deeply. Pick apart the statistic in front of you. And I'm not saying that that's not valuable, but it's really impossible to do that well if you haven't answered particular questions first. And what we find with students, citizens, and really everybody, especially in this new digitally distributed, social media mediated world of information, is that people begin reacting, people begin analyzing, people begin commenting, people begin thinking about media before they have answered the basic questions they should be answering first. So SIFT is a methodology to get those questions answered so you can decide whether a given piece of media is worth your time or not. And if it is worth your time, what is the bigger context you should be reading that in? So the first move of SIFT is stop. It is the only move that is in order here. The other moves: investigate the source, find trusted coverage, trace claims, quotes of media to the original context. All of those moves, they can be executed in any order or combination you want. Not all of them are executed every time. In fact, very often you'll just do one of them. The thing that you will always do, though, is this first move, stop. And what stop means is before you start to engage, before you start to read, before you start to track down the footnotes and think about the logical fallacies in the document, before you start to watch the video, before you start to do the quick math on the statistic, right? Stop and ask yourself if you have enough information about this source in this claim to start going in more deeply. Right? Do you have enough? Do you know who it came from? Do you know whether they have expertise or not in this issue? Do you know whether they're an advocacy group, a news organization, or a research center? Right? Do you know? Do you know the stuff that you need to know before you engage? And that's the focus, right? And we'll go into answering those questions in the future moves. But what stop reminds you to do in this context is to make sure you have enough information to start. And that is where we find a lot of students, a lot of citizens, really the whole world is going wrong in their approach to the information that they find and the information that finds them.